Welcome, everyone, to the Chill Like a Mother podcast. I know every mother that I've met wants that sense of calm and peace. And yet, so many mothers are dealing with the problem, the struggle, the internal sensation of anxiety. And it just seems like everybody who I talk to can't get a handle on it. It just keeps perpetually spinning, going nonstop. And it makes everyone who identifies as an anxious person exhausted, stressed, and constantly on edge. But it doesn't always have to be that way. I am really passionate about helping people through anxiety and the demands of motherhood because I've been there. Today, I'm going to share with you an expressive arts, emotional regulation, and mind-body awareness exercise. These three things that I'm going to be sharing with you have made a significant difference in my life and the lives of my clients. So here's what you need to do. You need to keep listening, for one. However, if you need to pause to set yourself up for success in this expressive arts exercise, I would suggest you find a cozy spot to sit, get some tea or a coffee, get yourself some art supplies. This does not have to be complicated. It can be literally the crayons and the paper that are already on your kitchen counter. The purpose of expressive arts therapy and participating in this exercise is that you just do it. Anxiety loves control. It loves planning. It loves being prepared. And so in this moment, if you have the capacity, I would suggest being spontaneous. You can do this with your kids around. You could do this on your lunch break. Here's the thing. If you continue to ignore those anxious thoughts and feelings, they will persist and grow. In our last episode, Kelsey and I talked about when anxiety is screaming at you, we actually need to quiet the mind. We need to quiet the racing thoughts because you can break free from anxiety. You can experience chill and vibrancy and aliveness in motherhood. Before I get started, I want to share a story with you. A client had been coming to see me for a few years and had been struggling with anxiety throughout. Constant feeling overwhelmed, unable to fully enjoy motherhood, never having the time for just herself. Through the very same exercise I'm about to share with you, she discovered a newfound sense of chill within herself. Even when things were chaos, even when the racing thought train came in, she practiced and became more present for herself and for her children. And she reclaimed her identity beyond just being an anxious mom. But she didn't just come to therapy. She didn't just use that 1 hour. She repeated this exercise and many others that I had given her outside of the therapy room. And that's how she was able to see that same positive change. And that's how she was able to see that positive change within herself. I didn't do that for her. She did that for herself. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, find a cozy spot, and get ready to experience the power of expressive arts therapy. Now I'm going to pause and mention that I have recorded this both in video and audio form. And if you feel more called to watch the video, the YouTube link is in the show notes. I also provide a visual of what my art looks like as the process. So we're going to be doing it together. So wherever you are, whatever surface you're on, wherever you're sitting or lying down, I just want you to get comfy in whatever ways you can. And we're going to start with a few deep belly breaths. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really feeling the surface beneath you, really being present in the here and the now. And as you're breathing in and out, breathing in a color and breathing out a color. Breathing in a color and breathing out a color. We're actually going to start our body awareness with our feet. Sometimes we start with our heads, but we're actually going to start with our feet today. So, noticing the feelings in your feet, seeing if you can stretch out those toes, making your feet take up the biggest surface area that they can. And just bringing your awareness up into your ankles and your legs. We're not trying to change anything or shift it or judge it. We're just allowing whatever feelings are there to be there. Whatever sensations are there, just allow it. Moving up into your thighs and your pelvis. Again, just noticing if there's any tensions, restrictions, clenching, and just allowing those things to be there. Moving up into your belly now. Just again, noticing, is there a clenching? Is there a tension, a heaviness? Moving up into your chest. Are you noticing any feelings there? Rolling back those shoulders, really noticing how that upper back feels. Feel like your shoulders are in your ears. And allowing your awareness to move down your body now, down your arms, pardon me, having it move down your arms, down into your hands, noticing if they need to be stretched or moved. Having your awareness come up into your neck, Really paying attention to that connection at the back of your head. Noticing how your jaw feels, how your face feels. How does it feel behind your eyes? And resting in awareness at the top of your head. I want you to imagine now that your body is full of color. Whatever the physical sensations, whatever you felt, whatever you'd rather not feel, imagining your body full of color, shape. Maybe it feels like there's a boulder in your stomach or an elephant standing on your chest. Just take a moment and feel into your body sensations, noticing colors, shapes, and metaphor. Remembering to breathe. And if at any point you feel distracted or scattered, just come back and tune in with your breath and your body. Noticing any internal monologues, any stories that you're telling yourself, just noticing. And you can stay with those body sensations for as long as you need. And stay in that visualization, tuning in with the body for as long as you need. Whenever you are ready, you can transition back to the room and create an art journal page or an art piece spontaneously out of nothing or as a representation of how you feel in your body. Your invitation today is to follow whatever your intuition and your inner knowing is asking you to follow. And our third step is to do some journal writing. If you're watching the video, they're on the screen. If you're listening to the podcast, the journal questions are in the show notes. We'll move into the debrief, even though my fingers are sticky and pastel-y. Okay, so I'm going to show you mine. It's not quite done. I don't feel like it's done. The expressive arts process, when you feel like it's done, it's an important part of the process. So this is mine. Originally, I had it this way. It didn't really make sense that way. And so I was playing with the orientation, and this way felt better. I want to add in a lot more pastel. That was my original urge, was to really make an image with pastel, but I wasn't satisfied with starting with a blank piece of paper. I needed to start with something on it. So that's where I ended up. If this image had a message for me, the word emotions and the question were the only text on my image. And so I think the message for me is to sit in reflection, asking the right questions so that I can be in tune with my emotions. Because I think if you ask me right now how I felt, I don't know that I could name it. So I think that's my message for today.
So, what is your takeaway? What's your message? If you've followed along this far, something will have come to you. By practicing mind-body awareness, you can be vibrant and alive in your life. Now, I understand that if you have some doubts about what we just did, and it's completely normal if you have never experienced something like this before, but it's important to keep in mind that taking these risks can sometimes lead to great rewards. So perhaps it's worthwhile to give this mind-body connection thing a try, instead of sticking with the same old things that might not be benefiting you when it comes to emotional regulation and your ability to quiet the anxiety or the doubt or the inner critic that might be screaming at you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on the Chill Like a Mother podcast. If you had an aha moment or found yourself saying, oh yeah, me too, maybe share this podcast with somebody who might appreciate it, a friend, maybe in your mom group or on Facebook. Episodes come out every Sunday to help you with those Sunday scaries. And subscribe so that you never miss an episode and you can carry me, Kayla, around in your back pocket. If you liked this episode, please leave us a rating or a review. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to look at it behind the scenes and get exclusive ways to be more chill as a mom, follow me on Instagram at chill.likeamother. All of the mentionables are linked in the show notes, and always, this is not a replacement for professional advice, though we are professionals. We're not your professional, though we do encourage you to seek whatever professional supports you may need in your life. And in case you haven't heard it today, you deserve the time and the money that it might take for you to take care of yourself in whatever way you need taken care of. Have a relatively chill day and catch you in the next episode.